car order. It's always been car order.
I strongly disagree.
That's the way it is. Lift him out through the window in a nice way.
Just so I can go down and drink a carton while everyone punches on.
Just pisses me to tears. That's the worst thing you can do.
You shut up, you hack. Talking about boat ramps, this is what I wanted to get through from the start. What he said.
Oh, you just been an idiot.
And welcome to the Chumming Up Podcast, the fishing, spearfishing and ocean adventure podcast that plays the am I drunk or is the other guy drunk or is someone sober game. I am drunk Squirly and with me is sober Leewold. How you going, big horse?
Yeah, I don't know if that made any sense what you just said. And I'm sober, so I don't think it did.
Are you sure? Maybe you're the drunk one.
No, definitely not.
Good game plan.
Yeah. For the first time ever, I'm not the drunk one. I might remember the pods at the Cod Nationals this year because last year I listened back to them. There was just slurring going on.
Yeah. There's a fair bit of that. This year, we just finished 7th from 3rd. We toppled out.
We choked.
Yeah. But before we get into talking about how unlucky we were, we should introduce our guest from Wilson's Fishing, Dave Silver. How you going, big horse?
Good evening, guys. I'm well. I can't believe how well you guys did this year. That was just, I don't know, bullshit, really.
Yeah, look, a lot of people saying that we were just lucky, and they're right.
Did you call it luck, or did you pay someone?
Well, it was funny because I was listening to the winner, Thomas Pinter, talking about their boat, and he was saying one of the things they do is they do a lot of talking and a lot of thinking, and I'll give Leewold a little bit of credit. It might be just because I'm drunk, but he does half of those things.
Well, mate,
one of them's not fucking thinking, though.
I've watched you two over the last 4 or 5 days, and I really don't know how you think and talk at the same time. Just saying, you know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of thinking going on our boat.
But in saying that, you smacked me, so there you go.
Yeah. So how'd your comp go?
We had a pretty hard comp. We got 2 or 3 fish every day, but yeah, it was hard work. It was hot, it was hard, but the beer's cold.
Yeah. It was actually warm.
It was warm, yeah.
It is funny coming from, like Exmouth. Like, I'm not saying it's like those 45-degree days and shit like that, but the direct sun here hits you fucking differently. Like, it fucking burns.
It's pretty hot. But I can tell you, I've spent a couple of trips up at Exmouth up there, and you boys get pretty warm temperature up there too.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I was actually melding with young Mick there one year.
Dick Mixon?
Yeah,
Mick Dixon?
That flog, yeah, he goes all right for a fella. But, yeah, it was pretty hot up there too, just quietly.
The thing is, I think it's like Squirrely's saying, it's the thin ozone here. The sun actually has more poke.
Yeah,
like I think today was the hottest day, but the cloud, so it's not that bad. But,
no, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I've got a deck wash on my boat, so I just sort of stick it up in the air and spray it like having a shower.
Yeah. So you're obviously fishing with VB.
Pretty sure the game's changing now, and everyone's picking you as the drunk one.
Yeah,
correct.
You said it was a shit game.
Had a drink.
That's why I didn't settle the nerves. But you're fishing with VB.
Yeah, mate, I'm pretty lucky. So VB's one of my customers here in Lake Mulwala. One of my premium customers out of the 3 states to look after. And, mate, they just do a wonderful job, and they run a fantastic comp. I think you guys have just seen how good a comp they do. I'd hate to think how much work goes into what they do, but, mate, it's an amazing comp. When you fish for 4 days with a whole group of different people, man, it's fantastic. It's really good. And
it's great fishing too, like you're talking Murray cod fishing, and you're going, we had an average comp couple a day. Fucking 20 years ago, people said they got a couple a day. People were going wet, like pinging your spot,
So, mate, I've been fishing this lake for 30, nearly 40 years, and it just gets better and better every year. So the fish are looked after now. They're not killed like they used to be, and people really look after their fish, so it's really good to see. There's a slot limit where you can't keep, a fish over X amount of, I think it's 80, 85.
Yeah, it's something
You've got
like
to
that,
let them go again. They've got to be 55. But people just release more fish now than they ever kill. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. The slot limit doesn't worry us too much because we're not catching 180. It's not going to happen.
But you guys did all right. Like, for a couple of,
useless freaks.
Yeah. Some people have said losers, but I wouldn't say that. But day one, you guys actually smashed it. just gave everybody the arse and just said, come and catch us if you can. And they did catch us.
Yeah.
There's
They
no
were
doubt
like,
about
we
that.
can.
But for guys who come from WA and fish a place like Mulwala that use fish once a year,
Yep.
you guys are pretty good. You've done well.
Yeah, it was good.
And I can't say too much more because I need beer.
Yeah.
Well, it hurts losing a lead. It's not so like we finished 7th. I would have loved if you told me before the week you finished 7th. It's like fucking unreal. But when you start at first and watch it get worse, then it hurts a little. So it's a
you are
perspective.
fishing amongst the premium cod fishermen in Australia. So
100%.
the Pinters, mate, like they leave no enemies. So they just take no losers. They're fantastic.
100%. And that's why we're here to fish it. And we had a good fisherman in the Pilbara win our major tournament once, and he had a speech, and it's just sat with me ever since for every tournament I ever fished.
Yeah.
And he just basically, when he went up on the stage, he said, the worth of the win is only measured by the competitors you're fishing against. And
100%.
that's
mate.
the thing. A 7th in this tournament is worth a first in 10 other tournaments.
Yeah,
you
you're
know what I
fishing
mean?
with the elite fishermen of cod fishing in Australia, and in the Premier Lake of Australia too. So there's no better cod fishery than Lake Mulwala. They're all natural fish. They're not stocked.
Yeah.
They're all natural fish, which you would have heard from the old scientists, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. And to flip we'll go down your path of life there, Dave. On the flip side of that, you've won a lot of Barra Nationals and classics and that in the past.
Yeah,
and
mate.
it's a similar of that to me. It's wild fish. It's not. The Barra Nationals and classics to me are the premier compared to the ABT. They're stock dams, and then you've got wild fish with tides. You know. So
yeah, mate. I've been lucky enough. This year will be my 31st Barra Classic that I've fished. I've probably fished 15 or 20 Barra Nationals, but to me, the Barra Classic is the premier fishing comp for Barra. I've been lucky enough to win it outright twice, champion angler twice, champion interstate team 5 times, and champion mixed team once. So I've done it right. Barra Nationals, I've champion angler a couple of times. So it's, Darwin, I love it. I can't get up there quick enough. I'm actually about to go in there in 2 weeks' time. I'll drive up and tow the boat and just been the shit wet, but won't matter. We'll go have a fish, have fun. Yeah.
And it's just such a northern similarity, isn't it? Like Moelas and the Daily, they're so different, but they're so hand in hand. And then the tournaments, you got Thomas Pinter that it's climbing Mount Everest, but then you go up to the territory and how do you beat Compain?
The good thing about the Pinters, mate, you got a father and son team.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better than that.
That's right.
And the same with the Compains.
Exactly.
You've got a father and son team. So young Shane Compain, years ago, I was a Lorraine sales manager for 20 years. And I taught Shane, I helped Shane work
on
out
his
how
path.
Sanders work.
Yeah.
And, mate, now he teaches me how to use them. He is just that step ahead. He's the Pinters of Barra fishing.
Yeah.
He is just a man on his own mission. He's fantastic. And to watch him is good. I jumped on his boat last year for 20 minutes. I said, mate, just show me what you're doing with this active target stuff and tell me what's going on. So I jumped on his boat for 20 minutes. And, mate, from an old bloke like me, I'm 67 now, within 40 minutes he had 8 Barra over 80 centimetres. One was 1.5 metres.
Wow.
And it was just like getting taught how to fish all over
Holy
again.
crap.
For an old prick like myself, it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, I fished the Nationals a few years back. I've only fished
I
it the
remember you
once.
seeing you there. Yeah.
Yep, and
It actually scared quite a few other competitors with their hair like that.
but the same thing in the pre-fish. Shane was. I most of these tournaments I go to see how guys like Pinter and Shane Compain and that do it.
Yeah.
And Shane
You
was
never
fishing.
stop learning, mate. You never stop learning.
And Griffo was fishing it as well.
Yeah, Griffo's a good bloke.
And they were the top of the tree at the time, obviously, and still are. And in the pre-fish, I was just pulling up next to him and literally spot locking and standing there, no rod in hand,
Just
watching them
watching.
for half an hour. And I remember at one stage looked over at me and they just shrugged their shoulders like, what the fuck are
What
you
the
doing?
fuck are you
Like you're looking for a fight, and it's like, mate, I'm getting everything I come here for.
Yeah.
The fish is one thing.
Information.
I'm watching the best in their art do it. And
Yeah.
that's what I come for. It's awesome.
Yeah, and the good thing about young Shane is he's not afraid to get up on stage and tell people how he's caught fish. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
and the
think,
Griffo's the same. They'll tell you how to catch fish and give you a bit of a helping hand, along your way.
Well, in my experience, back in Exmouth, we got Eddie Lawler, and he is the same version of that on billfish. No one comes close to him. And from what I've seen, is those really top of the tree guys, they're not scared because as you're finding out what they're talking about, they're already thinking about new stuff. You know what I mean?
Next level. They're on the next level.
It's like a Usain Bolt or whatever. They don't look back. They're too busy looking forward. So instead of being scared about what you're doing coming up, they just give you information and they're looking forward because they love it and live it. They're not worried about competition. They just love the fishing.
And mate, I'm the same now. Like, I've won that many Barra Classics and Freshwater Masters and that sort of shit. I'd rather tell people how to catch fish.
Yeah.
I get more enjoyment now out of catching a person a metre barra or I've never caught a metre cod.
Yeah.
But there's been 15 metre cod caught in my boat.
Yeah.
I'm the unlucky bloke that doesn't catch them, but everyone else in the boat gets them.
That's what happens when you finally put a good angler on the boat, by the sounds of it.
Can say no more about that one, old mate. But yeah, it to me now the thrill is getting someone to fish and helping catch fish. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's better than winning a comp.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you guys were talking about that whole father-son thing before, it brought up, so today's day for the Penters, where he got up and said, I think you mentioned it before the podcast, Leewold, about them sight casting cod, catching however many they caught.
Yeah, 11 or something.
11 or 12 today, it's crazy.
Yeah. And they were getting double hookups off the same snag and stuff like that. And like you said, Leewold, is like, whether that's a comp or not, that's a day you want in your life.
Oh, mate.
Just like
shit, memories are made by stuff like that. And if you do it with your family, with your son, it's just, it's gold, mate.
100%.
It's memories forever.
Yeah, so what I was saying to Squirly when Thomas was saying that was like, I'm not, at that moment, I'm like, I'm not jealous of the trophy. I want to go out tomorrow and experience what they had.
Yeah.
Double
absolutely.
hookups, clear water.
Yeah.
It's like, just sounds epic.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've got my son a metre cod. He's got a bigger cod than I've got.
Yeah.
And it's just the cover of a magazine. That's one of my proudest moments.
Yeah.
That's
to
awesome.
see that. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. My son, he's only 12. He's got a 1 centimetre bigger barra than me, and I hear it every fucking day. He's always on me.
That's gold.
Yeah. Like, we'll be having a conversation like this and just out of the fucking, he'll park up.
But
But how big's your barra? Like,
the thing there, mate, is that you put your son onto that fish, so
100%.
every fish is a skipper's fish.
That's the thing. I play it up to him like
as you should.
Like it's fucking bad, but deep down you love it, don't you?
Absolutely,
mate.
Thing. Absolutely. You caught your son that fish.
That's right, yeah.
Mate, don't ever forget that, son.
That's right, yeah.
Beautiful.
So, as long as they're taking you out when you're fucking too old to fucking tow the boat.
Yeah,
hopefully.
that's the change,
hopefully.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when we're talking about what Wilson's does for this comp with the lures and that, what's the Dash for Cash Day? Yeah, Wilson sponsor one section of that. Is that?
Yeah, mate. So Wilson Fishing is a family-owned company. He's over 80 years old. Old Les Wilson passed away 4 or 5 years ago. A legend of a bloke. But Graham is the owner. Cord Lucas is the manager. Mate, they just care more about fishing than they do about business. Honestly, they do. And to them, it's a passion that they can't put out, like a fire that can't be put out with those guys. They're fantastic. Really are, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because obviously this comp is run in such a way where it fully puts the sponsors, because you get your bonus points for the sponsored lures and stuff like that. So something like the bone focus is what we used on that day.
I got a couple of good fish on that bone phone. I lost a couple of good focuses too. So
mate,
they are an amazing lure. It's probably the most versatile lure that you will find. They got 3 toe points. You can put a chin weight on it.
Yep.
It's an amazing lure.
It's
really
incredible. I mean, like, I'm as big a nuffy as you can find. So using that I hadn't pre-fished it or anything else like that. I was amazed at how well it didn't get snagged.
Yeah.
We were fishing some really snaggy
You
ground.
really would think that a lure like that, like a swim bait lure, would get snagged up, but because of the angle that it swims and the
I think that's
different depths.
it's an unknown thing for people when looking at them on the shelf.
Yeah.
100%.
But if it is as snag proof as any hard body you've seen, and especially if you chin weight it, which you think it'd go deeper, but it actually stands it up more.
Yeah.
Like the old poltergeist style,
I caught a fish on a poltergeist once.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I probably went better on that than anything else
Yeah.
for the comp. Caught a carp on it.
On a
which
lure.
was-
You
yeah.
caught a carp on a...
Yeah.
On
big-
a bone focus, yep.
We
On a
can we
bone-
cut that out?
So that was my first carp. But when I hooked it, I was like, oh, I've got a quality fish here.
Mate,
But
the old carp, they go very well for what they are.
yeah,
Yeah, but they just don't eat any good.
Nah.
No.
I got something for you, Dave, as a Wilson thing, and I shouldn't let the cat out of the bag. I've had this as a secret thing for a long time, and it could be something that Wilson could break into the market. Is I do a lot of marlin fishing, and dredges are obviously a big thing. I don't know if you know a lot about that.
I do know a little bit of that. We've actually got a venom dredge rod.
Okay, dredge
A
rod.
dredge rod.
Well,
so
I have a triple tier dredge I built myself, and it's got a 36-inch top, 28 and a 24 or whatever, and I have 30 Xeric swim baits on it. Not
Stop it.
the live mullets, swim baits in the orange and white mine is. And I tell you right now, there is no better dredge because you know how the action of those things swim.
Oh, mate, the live mullets one. Is it the 5.5 inch one?
The 8, isn't it? The big.
Oh,
I've got the
there's
big.
that's a
I've got
live
the swim
swim
bait.
bait,
I've
the
got the
swim
swim
bait,
baits. So not the
Wow.
live mullet. The live mullet obviously is near on second to none as a lure for Barra.
Absolutely.
But I've got the swim baits on there, and I tell you the only problem with that dredge is that it's almost like a natural bait dredge because the marlin will want to try and swallow
Eat
the
every
fucking
one
thing.
of them.
Yep, and because it's so big, you need pulling the cunt ins. Not that easy. You,
So
you
you'll
use an
need-
extra couple of
You'll
liters.
need a venom dredge rod just to tow that
Well,
thing by the sound of it.
Yeah, but honestly, I reckon Wilson could blow the market out on it because they are the best dredge baits going by now. It wasn't cheap for me to buy 30 of them and build it.
Mate,
But,
from
you
what
know,
I can see here,
game fishermen are struggling for a bit of money.
so what I can see here, mate, he's actually looking for a bit of sponsorship here, and it's not going to
No,
happen.
no.
He's
no,
not getting
I
cheap
don't-
lures because
I don't
Yeah,
want
give
sponsorship.
him-
No.
It's a heads up.
you're
I'm
not
just
getting
telling
it.
you.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
I don't want
Look, your fishing ability's there, but your personality fucks it for
That's
you.
correct.
I've always said
Yeah.
that.
He's got a head on him like a half-eaten
Oh,
pasty.
yeah,
mate.
Look-
he's also
look
a
into
piece
the
of shit of a
Look
human
into the
being.
dredge market. That's I'm trying to help. Fuck. If you get them dredges into the States, their cunts got more
Well,
money
that
than they
is
know
true,
what to
mate.
do with.
It's getting bigger and bigger every time. Yeah,
That's right. So
that's
just
one of the reasons we developed the venom dredge rod because it's getting bigger in Australia as
yes,
well. Yeah.
and those swim baits are as good a dredge bait as you can
Yeah.
get.
And let me say, mate, it's not me developing those dredge rods. It's the guys at head office. They just know their stuff amazingly well.
Yeah.
Yeah, our head rod builder, Panda, is just, you give him an idea of what you want to do, and, mate, he builds a rod to suit it. He's just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he's a good man. Don't tell him I said that, though. for Christ's sake.
We'll cut
yeah,
that.
we'll cut it.
Yeah, we could, yeah.
Please,
We
please
can
do.
edit that. Just
Yeah.
beep.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. So what are your plans from here? You got the Barra Nats?
So, no, my comp that I love fishing is the Barra Classic.
Barra
so
Classic. Yeah,
they've
sorry.
got a comp within a comp now called the Barra Masters.
Yep.
So I fish the Barra Masters
It's a
because
polite way of saying old fuck.
The old
old
cuts.
fuckers.
Yeah.
so you've got to be over
Do you wear a
60.
singlet so you
Nah.
know, like the
Like,
one,
can
so
you-
no one can tackle you?
Can you see this body? It doesn't need a singlet. Just saying.
So
But
over 60, you're saying?
it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Every team member has to be over 63 members in the team. I've done 31 Barra Classics. Oh, sorry, this will be my 31st Barra Classic. This year I'm only fishing the Masters, which is a 3-day event. Instead of fishing from 7 till 5, you fish from 7:30 till 3, which means you can get back and start drinking beer earlier.
Yeah.
And it's over 3 days, so yeah.
Awesome.
And it's a little bit cheap. I think an entry fee to a Barra Classic now is over $7,000
Yeah, right.
for, you get fuel and all this sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
So, I reckon this will probably be my last Barra Classic this year because, mate, I'd rather just go fishing than fish comps anymore, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
I've done my share.
Yeah.
So since you said you like teaching people, I'll pick your brain a bit.
Yep.
For all the yeah. Okay, right.
Whoa,
So got to be quick.
Yeah,
Yep. So fishing the daily. Well, I was going to be. Now I'm getting cut off. You were instrumental in the early days of mackerel trawling down the guts.
well, no, that was
You
Cole,
were-
Cole Cordingley did that. I just learnt from old Cole.
Yeah. Okay.
Cole Cordingley and a bloke out of Queensland saw all these Barra just surfing through the shoulders that come out, that sort
Yep.
of stuff. And I thought, geez, they're travelling pretty quick. We need to travel quick. So I tied on a Laser Pro, 190 Laser Pro, double deep, so 4 feet.
Yep.
And, mate, they smashed it. And Cole Quarterly give him his dues. I think they caught 4 or 5 metery fish that day. Got up on stage that night and told every angler how to do it.
Oh, wow.
So that's Cole Cordingley, and he's an absolute champion of a man.
wow.
So he's gone now, unfortunately.
right.
But he got up and told everybody how to catch these fish.
Well, that's awesome. See, I've learned something. But what I was getting at, so your early days, that obviously poltergeist fishing we've talked about. Well, man, you have Clear Creek, all the stuff.
Ugh.
What's your favourite part about the daily and that sort of stuff? There's so many different avenues.
I don't know
to it,
how you can put a favourite part on the Daly River, mate. It's one of those rivers that's probably one of the most pristine rivers in the Daly or in the territory. It's got rock bars, it's got snags, it's got clear water, it's got dirty water, it's got massive tides. But I think it's just where you are, massive crocs, that sort of stuff, creek mouths, rock bars, snag poles. Mate, I had a year up there when I lived up there in 2010. I took a couple of mates out fishing for 3 days. We got over 400 barra in 3 days, just fishing one snag.
Shit.
One snag. And I've been up with an old mate who's passed away now, Tony Hare, and he was on the bank just fly fishing. And we're coming back from our first day. We caught 135 barra on the first day in June. So, it's not run off and all that sort of shit. So I caught up, saying a bit of a chat to Tony Hare. He said, how'd you go, Dave? I said, mate, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. He said, what do you mean? I said, we caught 130 barra today. He said, fucking bullshit. I said, mate, no bullshit. If you want to come on the boat tomorrow, we're going back there again tomorrow. So I took him back there, and he was like, they've named a rock bar after him. Harry's Rock Bar. He's a stalwart of the Daly River when he was alive.
Yep.
And, mate, we got 135 barra that day, and he said, mate, I've been fishing this river for over 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
I've never seen a day like this.
Wow.
And it was just one of those days where I had 4 people on my boat, and we'd troll past this snag. One bloke would hook up, and in the start you'd pull out and let him catch it. Then I think, oh shit, there's a whole heap of fish on these snags. So you troll further, a little bit further. And, mate, next thing you got 2 people hooked up, and I look back, and they're only 60 centimetre fish. So I put it back in the gear. Third person will hook up, then we'd pull out, and it was just so on and so forth. And it weren't small fish. I think the smallest fish was probably 55. The biggest was 1.9 meters.
Wow.
So
it's not like fishing.
Nah,
it's not
it was
like
just,
No Fish Creek.
It was
where you're catching 30 centimetre fish.
Nah, it was one of those sort of systems where it'll be a memory for a lifetime. You'll never forget it. So yeah.
Well, just
fantastic.
So many techniques. Like that's what I was getting at.
Trolling's good. Casting fish traps, mate. I've had some amazing sessions on casting fish traps where you get 100 fish a day off one snag. You know?
That's right.
So
you
yeah,
it's and then all levels too. Like, I took the missus and kids there. If you want to target meter fish, obviously Shane Campaign
big tide,
catch them every day.
Meter fish, big
You can
tide,
do it.
troll down the
But
centre.
then if you've
away
got
you go.
a couple of 6-year-old kids or whatever, you can park at No Fish or these places you're talking about, find a snag, and they can catch 10 barra themselves a day, little ones, cast and retrieve, learn how to use a bait caster, and everything in between. It's got something for everyone.
But one of the ththings I love doing is I did a show with Hook, Line and Sinker a couple of years ago where they wanted to do something different. So we went out and we caught cherubim.
Yep.
So we chapped the cherubim, we set the traps, caught them, went out that afternoon, and mate, we fished cherubim under floats. It's fantastic. You can drink so much beer when you're boat fishing. It's amazing. It's actually bad.
I think Tony might be giving us the hurry up.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, boys.
Thanks for jamming up.
Pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks,
awesome.
Catch us.
Thanks. See ya.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening right now? Dolphin in the killer whale's mouth? Holy shit. Oh, this is the best day of my life, God. What?
I like going down the pond and chasing bluegills and kamikaze.